at a young age, I realized that gathering community is one of my callings and my purpose. It started through music. I used to throw little house parties in my basement and invite my friends from middle school. That was just kind of like a small sign of it as I grew up and really started taking DJing a lot more seriously, seeing how that made me feel, how I could kind of use myself as a vessel to, play that music and entertain the crowd.
Yo. What up? Co-workers. Welcome back to another episode of the We Outside After Work podcast. I'm your host, Dana.
Damn, he was in there. He was excited that you was here today. And I'm Aaron. What's up, y'all?
Yes, what up, guys? And we are joined by a guest, Showcase. Thank you for coming, Showcase.
What's up, y'all?
Yes, he's the curator of vibes and a plethora of many other great things. So, yeah, we're excited to have you on and to join the conversation.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yep. So, just to get the conversation started, guys, we're doing our icebreaker. And the first icebreaker question is, what's a song that you guys listen to get in a good mood no matter what? What's your go-to song?
Not Like Us.
Boo!
Oh, he's a Drake fan?
Boo!
I'm a Drake fan. I thought Drake won.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
Up until Kendrick did the most with, his concert. I don't know. I'm biased, though.
Drake won that battle.
I'm biased.
Yeah, I don't like wife beaters.
Oh, my God. Over. You really think he beat his wife? Over.
You really think he fucked kids?
I can't say he fucked kids, but he definitely entertained and there's literal video proof of him kissing an underage girl.
When he was 22. She was 17. I'm just saying,
That's underage.
That's still underage.
Listen, I'm not
gonna put you in a bad spot.
I'm not defending that.
When it comes to rapping, Kendrick out-rapped Drake. I was watching the video earlier, actually, on TikTok. There was a woman who was saying, like, basically, they were going tit for tat. I feel like Family Matters is still a great song.
I still listen to it.
Yeah.
It's a hit.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
And then once Kendrick did, it got real scary once he did Meet the Grands, but once he did Not Like Us, he basically went back home and drove his point home by giving y'all a West Coast banger.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that
he never did.
Drake can't do.
Like,
He's
when
not
you really
from
think about it.
a coast.
No,
He's
like
from
Canada. She was saying, gun to head, you can't tell me what a Canadian rapper sounds like or what their style is like, right?
You established that.
Huh?
You established that.
Yeah, but when you drive a point home and your only point is, oh, your manager is possibly like, that's his kid instead of your kid. Ooh, and then, oh, you allegedly like put your hands on a woman. On your woman, like
it just depends on.
It's just weak points. The rest, and then what else? He tried to basically. Kendrick was coming straight at him, and Drake was saying, "F you ASAP Rocky, F you Rick Ross, F you this person."
People saying it there.
I know, but the real person, the real opponent here is Kendrick. They've been talking about this big D thing for the past decade.
Yeah,
and this is your opportunity to knock him out the park. And he said that. Right before we dropped Family Matters, he put that meme on the story. It's the red button, like he's gonna push that button, and it fell flat. It fell flat.
It didn't fall flat to me, but I think everybody has an opportunity to interpret what they want to interpret. Yeah. I think Drake did a wonderful job.
I do too, but right now that's your go-to. Not Like Us.
Yeah.
It's catchy. Don't get me wrong.
It is. It grew on me though.
I'm a freaky ass nigga. I'm a 69 guy.
Honestly though, because I'm not a Kendrick fan. Like I love his music, but for me it's the voice. Like I can't get into his voice. And I've been listening to Drake since high school. So like my opinion is very biased.
Drake?
No.
Does he like high school girls? Never mind.
Anyway, Aaron, what's your go-to song right now?
Well, I'm an R&B guy. I don't need rap to get into a good mood. I like to be into a mood where my testosterone is growing. So I love R&B music because it's thinking about women is just a positive. Just get my endorphins moving, my dopamine levels high. But if I really wanted to get like in a crazy ass mood, put some motherfucking Bon Jovi on or some shit like that.
Bon Jovi?
Yeah.
Okay. Did your mom listen to that?
Nah, my mother listened to like Phyllis Hyman, The Whispers, different things like that, old school R&B.
Yeah.
But I played rock band when I was in college, and this fucking the song just like this shit just make you feel like you in a fucking rave or something. Like, yeah, halfway there, living in prayer. Like, yeah, let's do this shit. But deep down,
Yeah.
put some Cupid 112 on. I'm in
That's
good
my
mood.
shit,
I'm in a
yeah.
great mood actually. Ladies, tip.
I would say for me, as you guys know at this point, I am a diehard Chris Brown Breezy fan, Team Breezy.
But she won't.
So right now, my go-to song is on some new shit from the Breezy album.
Never heard.
I'm not gonna play it just for copyright purposes, but like that song, I love the flow, I love the beat, and it just makes you happy. It just makes me feel good. So whenever I'm just feeling kind of uneasy or whatever the case, like his music to me, it resonates. So that's just my go-to artist.
Yeah, I just put the In My Zone mixtape.
Or In My Zone, yeah. All of his stuff are bangers. So you can't...
It get a little repetitive after a while.
No, it don't. If you're a true fan, you know the difference. Like, you can hear it.
Yeah, it got different names to the songs, but it all sounds the same after a while.
What you think, Showcase?
I just think he it's a high volume of songs. That's all. I feel like if he just stuck to kind of like a 15, 16 album track.
Not 47.
But
I think that would be great for his because he has hits. Like if you just condense those, I mean, I feel like a lot of people will be talking about his albums a lot differently, as opposed to kind of giving us, you know, I mean, that Heartbreak on the Moon, what he did with that was just like, on the full moon was just like, you know, there's a lot of great records, but then it's like, yo, it's 30 records
that
and there's
album
20 more.
Specifically, I do feel like a lot of the songs sound similar, but he does have different sounds. Like he can do the Afro beats, he can do the R&B, he can do the pop, he can do the house music.
Can I
like
ask a
he's
question?
very versatile.
He's from Virginia, right? Tappahannock, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What's the sound of Tappahannock, Virginia? Because, you know, in the West Coast, they have a distinct sound.
He hasn't lived in Virginia since before
he was. It was a Kendrick joke, that's all. Because you just said he could do Afro beats, he could do all these things.
If you want to go back to that.
That's what you did there.
So Drake cosplayed various different cultures. He's not even from here. And he tapped into, at one point in time, he's from Memphis. At one point in time, he's from Houston.
I don't think he was ever from there. I think he
cosplayed as, he basically, okay, let's just go down the third verse of Not Like Us.
Do you think it's culture appropriation when Drake does it? Because that's not his original sound of where he's from. Does that matter?
I think he got by for many years, myself included, like Drake's power and influence in the music industry, allowing him to go and tap into artists who are on the come up.
But everybody does
and
it, though.
what Kendrick kind of masterfully did was flip the script on him and say, like, you're not a colleague, you're a colonizer, because instead of it saying like, oh, he linked up with 2 Chainz and they like, you know, 2 Chainz had his own motion already and Drake just got on. It was more like Drake needed that. Like Drake needed to go down there to keep himself relevant. So that's why he said you went to Future when you didn't see the club, like 21 gave you false street cred, and then as you can see, Drake's brand evolved. He tried to become this tough guy, and that's when a lot of people started like turning sour on his music.
I don't think he did.
I think with Drake, the reason why he's still relevant is because he was able to tap into different sounds. But from the beginning, like he started with Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj, and they was Young Money, and I do think there was a bigger picture of how he can stay relevant. So he had to sound different and do different things and collaborate with different people. I don't know if I specifically would say that's him stealing from them. I think it's just him adapting.
I'm not saying him stealing. It's just more so like, if you look at his career in the whole, it's just kind of like, you know, everybody kind of jokingly said, oh, Jamaican Drake, or like now you have house music Drake and this and that. And I like an artist who's diverse with their with their musical style, but it's just a matter of.
Are you a Tupac fan?
Yeah, I'm a Tupac fan.
He got a West Coast sound, right?
Yeah.
Where he from?
Where you from?
Baltimore.
Yeah.
So is he cosplaying and colonizing, or is it only applicable when it's Drake?
Tupac was born in America though. Like,
what that mean? What that mean? So I went to college, and when I go to college,
I'm not saying Drake is a colonizer. I'm a fan. I'm a Drake fan. No. I'm a Drake fan. Like I'm a Drake fan. I will still argue that Drake is still one of the top dogs, if not the top dog. You know what I mean? But you would be you can't be oblivious to the fact that Kendrick put a stain on his legacy.
I'm oblivious to it because it's like the same thing that happened with Push. I think a lot of people applied their wow factor to it versus what the reality is.
No. I agree with you though. I just thought Push, that was like he had the tea. But Kendrick didn't come like that though. He didn't come like that.
But I low-key feel like the other artists needed Drake only because his audience was so widespread. He's international and he's tapped into different genres. And I feel like the fact of when he did the album with Future and he did music with Rick Ross, like no one would know about them.
I wouldn't say that though.
Well, such a bigger audience though because he's so international.
No, totally. I get that because I feel like Drake was in line with the hottest rapper in the game once he popped. And he basically took the recipe that Wayne created when Wayne went on an insane feature run and freestyle run, going on different people's beats and slaughtering
Drake did that too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but I remember like Nothing Was the Same around that time. He hopped on Versace and then he did all these different features and he was basically like providing like a larger platform when he hopped on My Way remix like with Fetty Wap. Like there's just all these different things and it worked. It's a recipe that worked.
Right.
So I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying.
But it can't be a penalty either. Because jumping on different flows and different beats and different things, first off, that's what Young Money is built on, right? The ability to be multidimensional from a rap perspective. So I can't penalize somebody for that. But at the same time, we could talk Drake, we could talk Kendrick, we could talk music all day.
Yeah, that's supposed to be an icebreaker question, not the main topic.
Well, the ice is broken.
Yeah. The next icebreaker question, we're going to talk about how many baby moms is too many and vice versa for baby fathers. So I've been binge watching the Pop the Balloon or Find Love.
But only the Arlette Amuli one.
Those are the only ones I watch.
We don't watch some other ones.
I didn't even know there were other ones. But I think it's a great show, a great concept. I think it's quick to the point and you don't need any other fluff. It's just, regular conversation to get to know someone. And if you have similar interests, you go on a date. If not, bye. Who's the next person? Right. So one of the main questions everyone keeps asking is, do you have kids? How many kids? And how many fathers or baby moms? So for you guys, with dating, I don't know if you are dating right now or if you're in a relationship, but I'm sure there was a point where you was single. And is that an issue where a woman would have too many baby fathers? Like, how is that viewed for you guys?
I would say, if it was like, I could see it end up being like maybe having 2 kids.
Hurt some feelings. Go ahead and hurt some feelings.
So, okay, 2 kids, 2 separate baby fathers. Is that a problem?
It could be. I think it could be, yeah. Because, it depends on the living situation, too. I feel like if you're those 2 kids, like, are they staying with their mother? Are they separately staying with their fathers? Like, how's the time being split up? And then how would I fit into that picture? Because,
if you was on the show and you were the person going down the line of women and you asked that question and there are women who had multiple baby fathers, would you pop the balloon for the ones that had who had 2 baby fathers?
For me personally, like one is
enough.
And one is understandable, especially at this age. Like, you're not, if you had a kid, like I'm not about to judge you. Yeah, like people want children. Like it's just how it goes, and sometimes the relationship doesn't work out where it's like a thing. But
okay, so you're understandable.
I'm understandable, but it's really you got to kind of play it by ear. Like if it's a chaotic situation and her baby daddy's crazy and or just not cooperative or whatever, like, because then you got to end up. The real question is like, are you willing to be a stepfather to this woman, to this woman's child?
Quick pivot. How young is the youngest child that you could date a woman?
How young is the youngest child? Because that basically means like how long ago she was pregnant.
Yeah. Like if the child was like 2.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Okay,
Like I
that's
said,
honest.
it's just gray area. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, if the child is 2, like, where's the dad? And how involved is he? And, like, I have to, like, I don't
Listen,
need to be involved. Like, with that
I
shit.
agree wholeheartedly with you, because it's not a matter of how many you have, right? You can have 30 baby daddies, in all honesty, but what are we doing with it? I'm dead serious. What are we doing with it, right? Ideally, though, I need good pussy management. Like, if you clearly having like issues with different dudes and I gotta worry about this dude coming in and being a problem, I'm not trying to deal with that. Now, if he's an unproblematic guy, he's just doing his dad thing on the side, like, hey, it is what it is. I can't penalize you for that. Relationships don't work sometimes. We might not work. We likely won't. So it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to treat you some kind of way. Like, but I do think when you have a kid, it's very important. Like, if you got a 6-month-old, I think your priorities is a little off if you're trying to date me. Clearly, you just made a bad decision. So why are you here?
Yeah, I would say for me, at this age, I've said this before, kids in general, if I'm trying to date you, is a deal breaker. So yeah, I'm just not with it at all at this moment. But as far as the flip side, I do feel like as women, to agree what Aaron just said, don't look at me crazy, why are you openly trying to date if you just had a child at like a year ago? You know what I mean? Like, you got to take a moment to just get back to yourself and like spend time with the child and like
Spend time with yourself.
exactly. Like, I don't know, I think there's, and I don't have any children, so I can't necessarily speak from that point of view, but I do feel like to get back into the dating world and looking for someone serious and to take you serious, your child got to be at least like, they don't need to know how to walk and like how to use the bathroom. You know, that's just how I feel.
Well, one of the things that I take seriously is being black in America, because, you know, if you're black in Toronto, you don't really count. But nah, that's serious. Being black is something that we are really proud of here at the We Outside After Work podcast, and we have somebody that showcases, like I did that, right? Showcases black unity, black empowerment, black community, and we want to get into what you do for the black community, and if you could talk a little bit more about that.
Sure. I mean, I do what I can, man. You know, I think at a young age, I realized that gathering community is one of my callings and my purpose. And I feel like, you know, I've done that it started through music. I think even back in, like I said, from Union. So like, I used to throw little house parties in my basement and invite my friends from middle school all the way through high school. And, you know, that was just kind of like a small sign of it. And then, you know, as I grew up and really started taking DJing a lot more seriously, you know, started doing clubs and different events and just seeing how that made me feel, how I could kind of use myself as a vessel to, you know, play that music and entertain the crowd. And then, it started looking a little deeper into it. And I think that's kind of what led to, you know, through the pandemic, kind of leading to Juneteenth and Jay.
Okay, so I went to the Juneteenth festival or event that you had at the PNC Bank Center for the first time ever.
Oh, nice.
I've been wanting to go to the Juneteenth event ever since, I think it was 2019 when you had it at Liberty State Park.
2020. Pandemic.
2020.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I was just always like out of town or just doing something else. So this year I was like, I'm going because I started to see the promotions and it's going to be at PNC Bank, so it's close to me. And honestly, I had a ball. Like, I thought it was super dope. I did have a few friends who went previously, and their issue was they're like, oh, why are tickets at least $40 when it used to be free? So for me, I didn't mind paying because I understood that they're cultivating something for the community, and there's going to be vendors. You need parking, you need space. Like, you need things to have a great event, and it costs money. So for you, like, did you get any pushback or complaints about that?
Nah, I think there's like always a handful of people on Twitter or X that just kind of say like, oh, like, it used to be free, I'm not going because you got to pay, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, okay, those are the kind of people we don't need in that space anyways. You know, at the end of the day, this is like, you know, 3 black men from Jersey, born and raised, that wanted to do something for the community. And it was birthed in trying times, like super trying times. I mean, we did it smack dab in the middle of the pandemic, post George Floyd, like fresh off of that, just, you know, and that whole time we were just live streaming, doing like DJ live streams on Instagram Live, and just trying to keep community. Like that was one of our ways of continuing to build community. And eventually, my co-founder Zay was like, "Man, I think we should try to do it at the park. If we could protest and walk beside each other and protest downtown Newark, everywhere, let's just have a little fun at the park." And once Governor Murphy announced that the gathering restrictions for outdoors was lifted, it was like we outside, you know.
Right.
I mean, so, but yeah, with those people, like I only devote my energy to the folks who are looking to support, who have actively been supporting. I could care less about people who are like, you know, still stuck on the whole free thing. If you understand event production, it costs a ton of money
to put it together.
To put it together in general.
Free.
Yeah, like this is not something that like we do and we walk away and we're like, you know, I'm going on vacation and I got like loads of money. Like
it ain't like Ja Rule Fire Festival.
Oh yeah, and it ain't that either. Like it was never like it doesn't even make sense. But it's not even it was never a scam. It was never like we're trying to take y'all money. Literally the reason why we have to charge is because infrastructure is necessary.
And it was only free because of COVID, right? Like you had the restrictions and you had to be outside. So it was a park.
2021, in 2020, yeah, it was free. 2021, it was free. The park just basically was like too many people. There was not enough infrastructure.
Did you expect so many people to come out? And then you also mentioned it was 3 of you guys. So like, what's your connection to the other 3 co-founders?
I'll start with that question. So basically, it was myself, Flygerian, and Zay Black. Zay was roommates with Fly, I think, pre-pandemic, and me and Fly were roommates in college. We DJed a ton of events together, through a ton of events leading up to Juneteenth already. That's like my best friend. So we started live streaming, and then Zay was, like I said, Zay was one that kind of had the idea of like, yo, let's just take the risk and go outside because we need it right now. It was like I mean, it was like a moment of freedom for us, you know what I mean? Because everybody was literally locked in the house.
Well, going forward in 2024, you had an amazing event. I saw on your Instagram you had other Juneteenth events. I think it was a few in the city too. Is that something that you want to continue to do and highlight? And is it only Juneteenth, or are there other things you want to? I know
we struck magic with Juneteenth. In 2020 we did it before it was a state or a federal holiday. I don't think there were like small. I feel like there were smaller celebrations in the area, like New York, New Jersey, Philly, etc., happening. But this one kind of like, I feel like it put a lot of people on notice and made them aware of the holiday. There's a lot of friends around me that didn't even know Juneteenth was a
add to that
thing.
I didn't know, like I knew it was a thing, but I feel like in the northern states it's not as widely celebrated as in like Texas or other southern states.
Right.
So I do think going to your events and like hearing about it did make me do my own research as far as like, okay, why are we celebrating it to this magnitude? Because I knew what Juneteenth represented, but I think until it was, put into federal law where we have the holiday and all of that, like prior to all of those things, like people kind of saw it as another holiday. It wasn't even on the calendar up until recently.
Right.
So I think that's dope that you guys now highlight that and celebrate it to such a huge platform.
Thank you.
Now, somebody who unfortunately was unable to attend the event, obviously I want to know about it in terms of what is to expect. But for me, my uncle, he always throws like a Juneteenth cookout, and he focuses on the elders, different Black history things, whether it's Black history in Jersey, Black history through his family, Black history in America or the world, right? Do y'all utilize some kind of elders in y'all's Juneteenth celebration? Is it something where we focus on history and education?
And I would say for us, that's something that we're working on because like the elders attend, and for us, it's more like we focus on the pillars of community access, just kind of unifying the community, of course, right? Uplifting our local artists and circulating the Black dollar. Just kind of helping boost the Black economy for local vendors, smaller businesses, food trucks, etc. we want to implement more of a historical aspect to it. I think it'll be dope to kind of tie in Black American history for Jersey specifically, because at this point, from 2020 versus now, the landscape for Juneteenth celebration or the acknowledgement of Juneteenth has completely evolved. I feel like you can go anywhere now, like even Union is having like a Juneteenth celebration now, and I think that's awesome. When we were doing it, we were kind of like one of the only folks doing it to like, we didn't even know what the magnitude of what we were doing until maybe the next year. But yeah, we would love to, and this is kind of a call out, but we would love to implement more of a historical factor to it. I think one of the ways we do it is through some of the people we book. Like, we booked Tony Humphries this year, who was like a legendary house DJ who was a part of New Jersey Black culture. He was a resident DJ at Zanzibar, which it's
the club in Newark, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it used to be, but that was like the spot in Newark. And he was there for, I don't know, like a decade plus. And just to kind of tie him in, and you put a lineup that says Tony Humphries and, you know, Unique and Cash Cobain, these different folks who touch different parts of history of our contemporary culture and classics. So that's one way. I think, yeah, for us, we bring the awareness to Juneteenth, the holiday itself, and people like take it upon themselves to go and do research.
Right.
You know, and for us, I think we're utilizing this holiday, this moment, to also, like I said, shine a light on Jersey culture.
Yeah. Now we both, sorry, Dana, we both from Union.
Yeah.
And every year in Union specifically, they do an Italian festival, right? Where Italian culture is highlighted and everyone celebrates. There's no issues. It's just expectation, right? It's just, this is what we do. We love being Italian. We love being prideful. Did you meet any resentment when it came to doing a Black celebration? Did people have an issue with it?
At the PNC Bank Center at that?
No. PNC Bank Arts Center, which is, I love this place, and this is why
graduated from there.
Yeah, a lot of special moments happen there.
Yeah, a lot of New Jersey residents.
I think we were met with resistance in Essex County. We were met with resistance at Liberty State Park. I mean, you know, last year, as you know, we got canceled. We were.
I remember that. I was supposed to go last year.
Yeah,
but then things got canceled last minute.
Trying to do it at Branchbrook Park. If it was up to Newark, it would have been done. But the county said no. The county said, we ain't about to have 10,000 Black folk
and you would
in
think,
this part of our park.
Yeah, you would think because it is predominantly mixed, they would be open to it.
I just, you know, I'm going to save the long speech, but when it comes to parks, there are a lot of politics. And at the end of the day, a lot of times when people do stuff at parks, it won't be just Juneteenth NJ Presents. It'll be Juneteenth NJ and councilmen and councilwomen and the mayor and all these different people present this event. Everybody wants a hand in this, and I get it, but we just didn't want to dilute what we were doing for our community.
Right, it wasn't about that. It was about the
and
culture
it wasn't about
and the holiday.
Them.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
as you can see, like when we do our events, it's the Juneteenth logo that I created, but like it's a representation, a reflection of us. And I've been saying this to all to the partners that we worked with this year. It's just like we finally got to this level of, you know, signing a deal with Live Nation and being able to get the keys to a venue of that magnitude and do something grand for Jersey. So I'm trying to bring everybody on board to some capacity, whether you're a vendor, a promoter, whatever they may
Wait,
be.
hold on. Can we just drop a bomb for the Live Nation collab? 'Cause that's huge, right?
Thank you.
So congratulations. Like that's amazing. Yeah, we don't have much time, so we kind of have to speed it up. I do want to get into your DJing, and one specific question is just the rise of AI generated music. Like that is a thing now. I'm on YouTube a lot. I watch a lot of videos and stuff like that, and there are a lot of YouTube channels created, and there's fake songs on there, and like there's artists that are collaborating together who they're using their voice to make this music, but it's not the original. So for you, how has that impacted DJing and just like your industry?
I can't say it has directly impacted me or like I feel like the DJ community. I think it's at the end of the day, it all falls on what the major labels want to do with it. for us, it's like a matter of, it's, I don't know, for like the regular users, it's leisure stuff. Like if you want to hear, I think it could be useful for, say if you're a producer and you wanna make a reference track, and this is how you want, you just like you want to send this to somebody and
that's like
propose it
what
to
Drake
somebody.
did with the Tupac. With the disc, he like
Well,
used Tupac's voice.
Yes,
AI
but that was
generated.
out of
Great song.
disrespect. That's not a great song. That's a terrible song.
Oh
bro.
no.
Come on, man.
Bruh.
Come on, man. All right, I get it.
The West
Aaron
Coast
enjoyed
DJ.
it.
You
What
might
if
just
Aaron
be,
came up to you and was like, I want to hear this while you was DJing?
The West Coast Savior.
Salome?
If he wanted to hear, yeah.
I would tell him no.
But they don't play that song. They took it
Probably.
off, they scrubbed it off the internet.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
for a reason.
Because it's
Yeah.
a great song.
No,
But it's okay.
because
We're not
you're
gonna get back
using
into
somebody's likeness without their permission on a main platform. Like,
Right.
From major artists. What that implicates, if they were to let that stay up, the amount of fuckery that you would see from other
Yeah.
artists would, it would really fuck up the game for the worst.
But I feel like that kind of opened the door for that to happen. And maybe going forward, that'll just maybe change some regulations where they can have features on songs and it's not the original person recording it. It's like an AI generated, but they're using their voice.
Yeah, that's not gonna fly. You're gonna get sued out the wazoo.
Unless you get permission,
Unless-
like how
that's what I'm
Kendrick got
saying.
permission
So
to
why
use
not
people's
just
faces.
actually have the it'll
'Cause it's
hurt
easier.
your career.
It's convenient.
Easier, but it'll hurt your career more than it'll help your career.
I'm not saying it's okay.
I
I would
wouldn't
rather
recommend
hear,
I won't
the
recommend it.
original
We
person.
like intrinsic art, right? We like things that people put their mind and their pen and their pad to. So I completely understand where you come from. I'll just fuck it with them. But I don't like the AI music because, quite frankly, it's just not real. Like you can
It's
feel
not.
it. Like you can feel like it's something guttural that's missing, which is why people prefer to not have a ghostwriter and different things like that, because it's something about the unique realness that's just not present there. And that's where even how he feels about Drake coming from Toronto, emulating a different culture and a different style, it's inauthentic. So I don't want that from my music. I don't want that on soundtracks because it's going to take away from actual creators. I don't want that on any type of music or art.
I'm agreeing. I just think it may open the door to it getting worse.
Oh, it's definitely getting worse, but it's getting
So-
worse because people are able to kill the middleman of the creator, right? If I don't need you to create something, I don't have to pay you. I can literally just type in something and now it's generated. What do I need you for? I don't need you to act. I don't need you to write. I don't need you to create. I don't need you to
Yeah,
produce.
it takes away from the actual creative side of someone's authentic, original ideas. So I just think it's crazy, and the fact that we're here is just gonna get worse.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, unless we put a stop to it now, like unless we scrub it off the internet, and I'm serious. You make a face. Get her face. Because at the end
I'm
of the day,
like, I don't think so. I think because labels, like, they're always looking for the easy way to make money. Like, even with just finding new artists nowadays, and like how Ice Spice came about, like, you have to be popular on TikTok, right? And you have to push your own music to create your own following. And it's like they don't gotta pay now to do that work because you already did it. So now it's like, okay, yeah, come on our label, and the work you already did, like, okay, we're gonna take a piece from this culture or this following that you've created, and that hard part is done.
you know what'll fix all of this? Getting outside, meeting people, touching people, having actual interactions with people. The fact that people don't do that, they're sitting on their phones, they're sitting on their computers, they're not actually feeling what reality looks like, they will have a virtual reality experience. That's what people want, unfortunately.
That's where we're going.
Well, we have a way to control that by creating a cultivated space for our children, so they don't have to rely on that kind of stuff.
And
But
creating Juneteenth events for people to get outside, right? And to
Yeah.
come meet vendors and keep the dollar within the
Interactions.
community.
Mhm.
Yeah, so shout out to you.
shout out to
Thank you.
And the team. Okay, so we do have a few more minutes left. This is the point of the show where we do our happy hour moment. So this is just something that we want to highlight that has already happened, or we're currently trying to bring it to fruition. So what's your happy hour moment?
I mean, I would say the festival. It was 2024. Like, it was really a journey, a really tough journey. It feels like 2 years at this point because working so hard to make 2023 happen, it didn't happen.
What was the hardest part?
The hardest part, I feel like getting folks to kind of believe in what we were doing. Still, after you get canceled and like, I think the year before that, people were there were a lot of people who said that they couldn't get in, and it was like something that was basically out of our control, which sucks. But at least the event was able to be completed. And then also just not even be able to go to the park that year, having to like basically build a festival in the parking lot and like do what we can to keep the brand alive. We made a lot of tough decisions that like led to this triumph in 2024. I think the hardest part was just, kind of believing in it when I felt like a lot of people didn't, or they were skeptical about it. I know we have a really strong knit community that backs us and still supports us, but moving to a new venue really felt like year one, like the official year one of Juneteenth, the Juneteenth festival. And I'm just glad that like people showed out. I think like over 7,000 people showed up.
There was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
A lot of vendors
That'd be too many people for me.
It didn't feel like it though, because they were on the lawn.
Yeah.
Then they were by the food trucks. It didn't feel like overwhelming,
Right?
Unless you was like down by the stage, and that's where everybody kind of conjugated.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. I think at that venue, there's a lot of room for growth. I think the venue itself has a capacity of 16,000 people. Like if we were to sell that out, that's basically the equivalent of selling out Madison Square Garden.
Like NBA arena.
Yeah. So for us to have that many people in there, it still felt good. That's basically half capacity. I mean, so
where are y'all looking to evolve to?
I think we're gonna stay there for some time. I think it's a perfect space because it's like a lot of room for activation. The infrastructure is there. The production is there. It's like I think it's a great spot in New Jersey for a lot of people to get to.
The parking, there's a lot of parking.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people, I'm glad that the reception this year is like, we love the space. This is the best one yet. Like, it's not, like I wish we could go back to the park anymore, because that was what was kind of like killing us.
And that was the main thing, because I have friends that went to the first one and they said the parking was crazy.
Exactly.
Like you had to walk at least 15 minutes to get to the main area of where the event was. So at PNC Arts Center, you can literally park wherever and kind of cross through the parking lot, and it's not that far. And
or
then they
get on
even
the
have
shuttle.
shuttles. Yeah, I was gonna say they got shuttles too. So I think it was great to host an event with so many people.
Are y'all looking to do like a MLK event, a Kwanzaa event, or just it's 3 months down the line, or is it just putting the focus on Juneteenth and build up to that every year? I just want.
Yeah. So outside of the actual festival, we use that brand to, like I said, like continue to build our pillars. So we have this thing called the Dream Market, which is an extension of just Vendor Village. We book vendors in. We have a partnership with American Dream Mall. We put about 50 to 60 vendors on a 2-day market in the middle of the mall for peak traffic, peak exposure. We're going to bring back our monthly open mic nights. We usually do it at Art House in Jersey City.
Just send me a ticket.
That's
so I could perform. I got to get this snap going. You feel me?
Yeah, he's a poet.
Yeah, he gonna do like push-ups or some shit, right?
He's a poet.
Nah, I'll do some Drake.
Some Drake.
And then we have what else is there? Just Between Us, which is a panel and networking event. People from all different paths and careers, we bring them together to kind of have intentional conversations about how to grow in these industries and how to help each other, lend a helping hand.
That's like career based.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, we're trying to do everything we can with the attention that we've garnered from the Juneteenth festival. And that's our way of building community to lead up and to just kind of keep a year-round focus on us. And
love that.
Yeah.
Where do they find all of the information for these events? Is it on just the Juneteenth New Jersey?
Yeah. Nah, Eventbrite is whack.
Okay. Cool.
Either we usually do our ticketing on Posh. Shout out to Posh.
Okay.
But
like, where should they follow?
Oh yeah, at Juneteenth NJ.
Okay.
We have a Twitter account and an Instagram account, or you could just go on juneteenth-nj.com.
Okay, love that. All right, so Aaron, what is your happy hour moment?
For the month of July, me and the homies, we decided that we need to get right with self. So we are going to put ourselves through an initiative. First, we got to drink a gallon of water a day. Got to keep your body hydrated.
Yep.
We're going to do 200 push-ups a day. I don't know why I want to do that. I got bad shoulders, but it's so good. The homies want to do it. We're going to jog a mile a day. Just to keep your body moving. I got bad joints and bad knees. My shit be popping. And then no distractions. So I don't know exactly what no distractions means, but we're going to do our best to keep a sound mind, able body, and we just going to keep it going. Black health is very important, not just physical health, but mental health, emotional health. And I just got to put a focus on me. I got a baby on the way, so, I got to be ready to go.
Congrats, man.
Love that.
Give my future baby girl a new...
It's a girl?
I don't know what it is. I'm just speaking of real business.
Like another girl?
But I want to be there. I want to be there for the long run. I don't want a child to be 15 without a parent, right? Not saying that I have bad health or anything. I'm just saying, you just be honest.
Yeah, some more focus on
we want to live long and we want to live prosperous, and part of that is just getting our mind right. If we wake up on a daily basis and we feeling good about ourselves, we're going to have a better day. I believe in contagious energy, so it's all about keeping that going. You want to be part of this?
I was just going to ask, as far as the distractions, is it different for everybody, or are you making your own list?
I don't know. They just
distractions?
start adding stuff. So I said...
Oh, there's a list already.
Yeah. I said it should be no sex, right? It's like boxing camp. Like, if you're in boxing camp, you don't have sex, you stay focused, you ready for the fight, right? This is a fight. This is a long-term situation.
I guess.
And they said
I think it's
they
disagreed.
disagreed.
For everybody.
Yeah, they disagreed.
Yeah, it should be.
Nobody felt you on that
I'm like, damn, everybody gave a suggestion. Here, I'll go with a suggestion. Y'all like,
not that one. I would say I might be interested, only because in July I'm going to have a lot of extra time, and I do want to focus more on my mind, body, and soul, literally, and more in tune with my spirituality. So doing more meditating and reading up on better ways to meditate, doing the grounding like Jazz said on the last episode, just going out in nature more, being out in the sun, going to the beach, and just enjoying being outside, like we said, like getting out the house and not being so focused on the things in front of me, and look at the bigger picture and the things that I also have going good for me too, which is like my health, my family, and some other things I have coming down the pipeline. So yeah, I think July for me is going to be more focused on self. So I'm excited for that.
Shout out to self. I tell people all the time, like, we have this common misconception of selfishness, right? We think selfishness is a bad thing. But if you're not selfish to yourself sometimes, how can you make you the best version of you to the world around you? Sometimes you have to be selfish.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying always be selfish, but sometimes you have to really put some time in yourself. If you didn't put some time into yourself, how would Juneteenth NJ be a thing, right? Yes, we are a collective, but as a collective, sometimes we got to do what we got to do for us to make sure everybody else is able to prosper. So don't be afraid to be selfish. Obviously, do it in moderation. Do it with the right intentions. And then I bet you we're going to have a better time with self. So shout out to self. DJ Self.
Shout out to Showcase for coming through. Thank you. This is a great conversation. Indeed. We appreciate that.
We tailor-made this conversation, though, so you know.
Boo.
Okay, guys. Well, if you are interested in joining this middle seat and having a great conversation with us, you can hit up our Gmail at woawpod@gmail.com. And we are taking a break for the month of July, so you will not be seeing us as far as the YouTube drops, the audio drops, but we will still be pushing out reels and content so you can still see our beautiful faces. So on that note,
we outside.
We outside and we out. Bye, coworkers.
I do like Drake though.